Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It is March 24th, and I'm happy to have you joining me here for Morning Pulse. I'm Kelsey Marrier, your host and producer of this digital broadcast that we bring you on all of our digital platforms. You could be watching on our Facebook Live, our YouTube Live, or our KTTC live stream on our Extra channel. We're happy to have you here. We're trying to bring you the news and headlines where you are, more so in a digital format, just in case you're not watching TV at the time that we bring you our news during regular programming. So today I have local headlines from Southeast Minnesota and Northern Iowa. Today I have 3 of those to share with you. Plus, I will give a short summary of the weather so that you know what to expect for the rest of your Tuesday and maybe a couple of the days ahead of us here. And then I will let you be on your way. So today we're going to start our Morning Pulse headlines out of Albert Lea. This was a story that we have an update to from something that we were looking ahead to on Monday. So what we are learning from the Albert Lea City Council is that it has approved 2 new cannabis business registrations. So after a thorough review of checking criminal history of Jerry and Angie Collins with Big Dream Organics and Brenda Zamora with Aficionados LLC, the City Council has determined in a 5-to-1 vote that both of those applicants are eligible for registering their cannabis business. So Albert Lea's cannabis-related businesses limit now is fulfilled. The City Council recently increased that limit from 2 businesses to now 4. And now that limit has been fulfilled with these 2 new registration applicants that were approved by City Council. So while neither has opened yet, the first 2 registrations, those were for Matchbox, Matchbox Farms and Black Husky. Those were already approved prior to these 2 new applicants. Again, this was something that was approved by City Council in Albert Lea Monday night. All right, our next Morning Pulse story is taking us to Lewiston, where the chief of police there is announcing her resignation. It's effective at a date that is still to be determined. So Chief Calley Bortz says she is going to be continuing to serve in her role for as long as possible during this transition period. She also says she's going to work closely with city leadership to ensure continuity of operations. She did put out a news release, and in that she said this decision comes after careful consideration. She also says, quote, "While my tenure was significantly shorter than I had planned, I am sincerely grateful for the time I was able to serve this city." It is unclear at this time exactly why Chief Bortz is resigning, but we did want to still let you know that she has announced her resignation. This is the police chief of Lewiston. Finally, here's a story to get you excited for summer, something for our Minnesota State Fair fans, including myself. There are some new performances at the Great Minnesota Get-Together for the Grandstand concert series. Officials have announced 3 more acts in the lineup. They include TLC, Salt-N-Pepa En Vogue. Here's a little bit of background of each of those different groups if you are not sure who they are or what they're about. So TLC is one of the best-selling American girl groups of all time. Salt-N-Pepa was the first hip-hop group, female hip-hop group rather, to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is pretty cool. And then En Vogue is considered to be one of the most successful and influential female groups, vocal groups, in modern music. So all 3 of these different groups, all female-oriented, full female groups here, which is kind of cool. So if you're interested in this concert, they are going to be performing on Saturday, September 5th. I believe that is Labor Day weekend this year. And tickets start at $59. You can find more information on the State Fair's website. But yeah, this is just one of many grandstand concerts that will be happening at the Minnesota State Fair this year. The full lineup of the other concerts and other acts that you can see at the fairgrounds for 2026 is also on the Minnesota State Fair website, so be sure to check that out. All right, those are our news headlines for today. I want to make sure you're up to speed on what's happening in the communities around you or our state in general. But now we are going to check in on the weather report for our Tuesday. So meteorologist Ted Schmidt has updated our First Alert Weather tab here on our website, kttc.com. You just click on this tab right here that I'm circling on your screen, and out comes the full kind of breakdown of what we can expect for our day. Each of our meteorologists update this page multiple times a day. while they're working, and so we're just trying to make sure you can get the weather reports by either reading or watching the video format anytime, anywhere. So meteorologist Ted Schmidt says we have a mild and tranquil weather pattern continuing for today and the next several days. High temperatures are going to be in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, which is amazing. We are in the last week of March, last full week, I should say, of March, which is crazy. So we have April right around the corner. He says warm air building northward today. We're going to see some southwest winds behind a large area of high pressure from the Great Lakes. We can expect clouds and some occasional sunshine throughout our Tuesday. Again, highs will be in the low 50s. The wind is obviously going to make it feel a little more brisk at first as we start our day. The wind chill values might be in the 20s and 30s for the morning, but that's going to weaken this afternoon. The wind will, and we'll see more of those low 50s for our day. Nothing really to complain about with this forecast as we kind of are going through the start of our work week. So that is pretty awesome. All right, that's all the news and weather that I have for you on this Tuesday. Hopefully you found this helpful. Hopefully you're able to watch this on one of your digital platforms, whether that's your cell phone, your laptop, your iPad, tablet of some sort, or even we have this recorded for you to air on our smart TVs. If you have a smart TV and you have our app downloaded, you can watch this Morning Pulse broadcast recorded after the fact. So again, we're just trying to meet you where you're at and bring you the headlines that you need to know here at KTTC. That is our goal and our mission. So that is all that I have for you on this Tuesday. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.